Okay guys, I'm back. Totally on shock about the new chilling spot we just discovered. Look at this. Look at this place. It's we have our own island now. Now me and Sav are, but we don't own it, but we have our own place to chill. Look at this. We're gonna make this bigger in front. We're gonna remove a bit of the stuff that is on the floor. Make it bigger. We're gonna put the hammock in between those two trees there. And we're gonna fix the place. We're gonna contribute to make it better. Like I said to Sam, Sam just found a rope. Yeah. Super great place. Look, I have a fire going in the back. Fire is going in the back. The vibes are amazing. The vibes are. I'm on shock. I've been quiet for a while because kind of overwhelmed by the niceness of the place. I tried to fix my chair. I think I need another chair. Definitely need another chair. We need another chair. We need a hammock. We're gonna make it. Gonna bring a tent. We're gonna sleep here one night. Next week we're gonna sleep here. Gonna make lots of video here from now. There's even a toilet in the corner there. They put a bucket with some kind of a pool noodle around, so you're more comfy. Everything has been there is chairs, there is a shovel, a fireplace, all that on that island that I always said I wanted to come. I want to go check on what's on this island. I'm here today. Look at this beautiful place. Overwhelmed. Anyway, great place to talk about the sacred mission. Sacred mission. 16th letter. The 16th letter. Regional interdependence. When traveling throughout the wild in the countryside that has not yet been profaned by man's hand, like here, I don't see regimental rows of wheat, nor apple trees set like platoons, nor the vineyards looking like regiment all costumed for a great review. Instead, I see vegetation in its natural state, conforming differently to an organization much more complex but subtle that commands a desirable electric biological climate. It is so in the forest. Of course, man is not expected, due to his economic needs, to restrain himself from cultivation. If his intelligence has favored him over the animal, he should use it toward a much better organization than he is doing collectively. He should learn to cooperate with nature and put to profit that which nature teaches, the inter-aid of areas, the inter-aid of plants side by side, that nature knows how to choose the right soils, the right climate, and therefore the right electrobiological conditions. It must be noted that humus does not react favorably to the residue of dead plants, always of the same or similar source. It needs a variety to get certain elements from one plant that is missing in the other. The earth also accommodates badly to a condition of the same plant, exhausting the soil of certain minerals and elements. If another plant drains the identical foods from the soil, it is indicative of poor management. Equilibrium should reign everywhere as it is in the forest. The multiplicity of the vegetation must encompass, engender, and maintain the electrobiological climate favorable to the multiplicity of the animal types, notably the insects. These are organized to complete each other's work in the proper environment, whether these insects are directed to functions of vegetable or animal tissue breakdown, which work they do in association. Each vegetable variety has its own way of capturing the currents of conduction and its own particular way of rendering it to the ground by imposing a particular electrical resistance peculiar to its function. The perfection of this function is not possible without the proper environment. If you believe in my law of nature, then you must believe that the leaves, the branches, the trunk, the roots of a living vegetation impregnated with the currents of electricity give and transmit this life to other plants in their environment and reciprocally. There is some vegetation that is not organized to dissipate properly the electro-biological impulses, and these must indispensably assure the proper environmental plants that can help them. They are in a certain way parasites living off the electric influences of its host. The host accepts to play the role of protector by sharing. One and the other needs the environmental consort for the grand electro-biological concert to be played to the benefit of everyone. Isn't it so that certain plants or grasses do not grow well under the influence of certain trees, but that others do so well, or that the former does well under another kind of tree or plant? It's like tomato and basil. It probably has as much to do with the electric influences as with the shadow of that particular tree. In certain provinces of Spain, it is current knowledge that it is impossible to grow certain pepper plants without the association of basil plants in the same bed. I noticed that the olive tree aids the environment of the oak, but that the vines seem to love the cypress. The asparagus seems happy with the fruit trees. The agrobiodynamists have catalogued a great number of plants with affinities and others with antipathies. These love affairs are hatred, are slave, are hatred, are hatreds, are slaves of compatible or incompatible electric fields. When man cultivates for his economic benefit, he should take into consideration the law of nature. In the majority of cases, he ignores it and does nothing to sort out its mysteries involved. It would seem that when the vegetation world is so abused that it would, at some point, refuse to respond to the requirements expected from its natural growth. It has the command of nature to act at its best ability. For example, if a tree is taken out of its electro-biological environment, it makes a tremendous effort to reconstitute its required medium in the soil. Little by little, despite the contrary forces imposed, it models and arranges the earth and brings electricity to it. Correlatively, new oxygen is created. The source of life and transmutation now exists. Starting by its own dead leaves, patiently it works on its humus. Sometimes a tree is slow in getting started after having been transplanted. All of a sudden, it takes it to a very active growth. People say that the root, after having stagnated in a poor soil, finally reach a layer more suitable. It is easy to understand the establishment of the electric currents permitting the sap to move rapidly as soon as the proper medium is established. The tree, as well as other plants, can be considered as a powerful manufacturer of fertilizer of the soil to which it has been assigned. I'll be back.